Welcome back to Dr. Walls and Friends, and I am here with new friend to the show, Dr. McCoy Deh, and we were just talking about your Bowling Green experience,
Yes.
and now you're headed back down south.
Yes. So in '96, when I finished my coursework, I took a faculty position at Hampton University.
All right.
In Hampton, Virginia. It was wonderful to be back in the sun.
Yes.
Saltwater fish, sweet tea. It was a great reward and respite from my time in the tundra.
Yes.
It was so cold up there. So there I taught a lot of intro African American history courses and a couple other upper level courses. So that was my thrust into faculty life.
Yes. Now, did you know at any point growing up, did you say, I want to be a part of higher academia? Okay.
No, my mom taught for maybe 20 years, 30 years, I'm not sure, but she was a high school teacher.
Okay.
And I saw how she worked at school, and then she came home and worked, and I was like, I don't want to be a teacher,
Right.
you know. And then two of my older sisters are teachers, and I was like, I don't want to be a teacher. So my mother actually encouraged me to go for my master's. I was pretty undecided and, quite frankly, a little directionless upon my graduation from undergrad. I knew I wanted to do something in media.
Okay.
And she said, well, you know, you're not going to be sitting around here figuring that out. So I worked on some applications. And I had a mentor at Morgan who had some connections at Bowling Green, and he said, oh, that's a great school. If you complete your application, I'll fax it through my office and I'll make a call to say, make sure you look at her application. So when I got there, I had a group of gentlemen who were, so we've heard about you from this one and that one. And I'm like, yes, sir. You know, but they proved amazing sounding boards. And just to help me when I needed some direction on should I do this or who to even work with as far as faculty or my committee and that kind of thing.
I think that's so important. I want to take a moment because I know we have viewers of different ages, and many times when they're either finishing college or even the parents of students who are finishing college, that it's not uncommon for you to have an undergraduate degree and still not really have an idea on what direction to go.
There was so much. So in communications, you know, and honestly, communications was encouraged for me because at high school, it's like, I know I want to write, but I'm not sure what I want to do. And they said, oh, study communications because there's so much you can do with it.
Right.
I said, perfect, that's the major for me.
Right.
Turns out I loved my major. I had an internship with a television station, a radio station, a magazine, and PR, public relations.
Yes.
Every year I did a different medium, and it was fantastic. But, you know, graduation rolled around, and, you know, my dad was like, oh, you know, Bell Atlantic is hiring. You're going to flight attendant. My mother was like, no. So I lived with Du Bois in Washington, just so you know.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, my father is Booker T. Washington. My mother is Du Bois. And they were like, you know, it was a battle for my future. And, of course, both of them meant well. My mother had the stronger influence. You know, she's the more frightening person. So I was daddy's girl, so I was like, So my mother was like, you going to grad school. She's like, And I went for my master's program, and the reason I ended up in Ohio, but at Bowling Green, it was during a time, it was the early 90s, 91, and these Midwestern states and universities were hiring for geographic and ethnic diversity. So I was recruited through a program. I didn't pay for.
That's amazing.
I didn't pay for my undergrad through Morgan because I was on an honor scholarship. Master's and PhD through Project Search. So my student loan I took out during my research year at the university during my PhD program just to pay my bills so I could focus on my research and do my field work and travel. But it was like maybe $16,000.
Wow.
So I came out with relatively no debt. I have friends who have $200,000 or more.
Yeah.
So it was worth it.
Yeah.
And I learned how to live in a very different environment, and I learned to pay attention to my own anxiety levels.
Yes.
Because as I would be driving home, well, okay, here's the thing. So when I first moved to Ohio, I may be in the parking lot at Walmart or Kroger, and somebody takes my spot. Now you know how we handle that in Philly.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, I think I'm ridiculous here.
Oh, right.
Let me tone that down. So and there are plenty of parking spaces. First of all, I'll just take the next one. But coming back home for Philly for the breaks, I would drive from Philadelphia to the western coast of Ohio.
And how long that take?
I think it's like a 9 hour drive.
Yeah.
So I learned to appreciate country music.
Okay.
Because that's all I could get. And Shania Twain is my girl.
Yes.
I was like, I know you can't make him love you, girl.
Let me tell you something. You'll do well in St. Lucia because country music is the #1 music in St. Lucia.
Really?
I know.
Really?
I had no idea, and I got off the plane, and there was a banjo, a fiddle, and I wasn't met with a steel drum like I was in other islands.
Yeah.
No, I was met with a country band.
Well, my mom, my parents are Southerners, and she used to always have on the TV when I was little, on Saturdays, and she was cleaning, Grand Ole Opry. Oh. And I'm like, Mom, you see Grand Ole? She's like, that's the kind of music I came up on. I'm like, really? And she said that's what we listened to before they could get reception for other radio stations and before that music was able to be played on the air.
And that's what happened with St. Lucia. They said how it was explained to me was that was the music that they were able to get through. I think it was on the AM.
Yes,
until
AM station.
FM was able to come through.
Yep.
So look at that. So you went outside of your comfort zone.
Yes.
It forced you to learn more about yourself. Now let's fast forward to today. You've done it again because now you're living in Ghana on a Fulbright scholarship, is it?
Yes. Hashtag Fulbright.
Yes.
For the millennials.
Now, And let's tell people, what is a Fulbright? These are terms that many times people hear, but what is it?
Awesome. It's my commercial.
Yes,
and
here we go.
3, 1. So Fulbright is So Fulbright is ultimately it's an ambassadorship program that's run by the State Department of the United States government. And it's to win friends for America abroad.
Oh.
So our job is to either teach English abroad, teach your topic area abroad, conduct research, and now there's some specialized awards in filmmaking, in public health, a lot of different awards.
Really?
Lots of different awards, yes. So it's fantastic for students, scholars, and now it's open to some practitioners.
Okay.
Fewer awards, but available.
Yes.
So it's competitive, but they really want to make sure that all kinds of Americans get to take advantage of the awards because they want the world to see all of America.
Yes.
So they don't want just the Ivies.
Okay.
They want the institutions, like when I became affiliated with Fulbright as an advisor on my campus, we were Philadelphia University. We're now Thomas Jefferson University.
Yes.
And they're like, we like schools like yours with these niche majors, this design, all this cool stuff. Yes, we have a lot of these schools that we know the names. Everybody knows the names all over the world, but we want all kinds of schools.
Yes.
So they were very welcoming and encouraging. They invited me up for an orientation to make sure I understood the process. So it was fantastic.
Wow.
So Fulbright covers your expenses and depending on the country match, you have different levels of resources, but I'm teaching in the Institute of African Studies at the University of Ghana, Legon, and it's been amazing.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, I'm enjoying every moment.
Let's take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about your time in Ghana.
Okay.
All right? We'll be back in a moment on Dr. Walls and Friends.